class, and welcome to Developmental Psychology. I am your instructor, Professor Moore, and I am super excited to be with you guys this semester. I know that we're going to have a great time learning about human development, psychology, and hopefully we'll learn a little something about ourselves too. There's some really fun assignments we get to do in class, and I just think overall psychology is just a really interesting and really fun subject to learn about, because it is something that influences basically every aspect of our life. Everything that we do when we're alone or we're out in those social settings as a group, psychology has some role to play in that. And a lot of it relates to just how we go about developing. So developing is looking at how we grow and change, and it's not a simple process. Growing and changing, they're not really these simple processes. They're complex processes, and as far as it goes for us humans, we have change as we grow and develop. We have physical things going on, we have cognitive things going on, and then we also have this emotional side to things that are going on inside of us. So with developmental psychology, we're kind of looking at those common factors among those three areas of development. And then we're kind of also taking that step back and kind of looking at that diversity of that. So we're looking at individual development too. So exciting class, and so far going through reading your guys' introductions, I know that we're going to have a great class, and we'll always treat each other with compassion, respect, and understanding. So what I want to do with this welcome video is just take a few minutes and kind of walk you guys through kind of a little overview of class here to help you with navigating Canvas. Maybe you're not familiar to Canvas. If you have found this video, that means you are able to log into class. Good job on that, guys. So, I'm here for anything that you guys would need. Please do not hesitate to reach out to me for anything that you would need for class. Your success is important to me. Alright, guys, so you see, excuse me, I'm on the student view, so when you guys log into class, this is what you get to see. I just realized you guys don't have that conference link in your student view to go see those conferences when I post them, but I think you should be able to see that link. I just put a link up there in that week 1 office hours recording announcement there. So go check that link, see if that works, and if not, we may have to change how we do our online office hours every week. Basically with that, if you can't get to that recording, and there's not really, I hate to say it, there's not any valuable information. But I really don't, I just kind of explain what those office hours and kind of give you a briefer condensation of, of what I'm saying in this welcome video. I didn't want to bore you guys with having like 2 recordings where I'm saying the same thing there, but if you can't find that office hours recording, I think I'll go and set us up to do a meeting in Google Drive. I'm pretty sure you can record meetings in there, so I'll check that out before next week, guys. So alright, so when you log into class, this is the screen that you will come in on. You will be on that home page there. I don't know what's up with that picture. I have to fix that for you guys. But you'll be on that home page. So you see just kind of a little introduction to developmental psychology. There is my name and then my contact information. If you just right click and open a new tab, that will bring up all my contact information for you guys. I am always available by email, and I am also available by phone. So, see, I haven't been in here to change that yet. I will change that. Our online office hours are Thursdays And hold on, let me go look and see, because I do those office hours for all my classes. Wednesday and Friday was that. So you guys are going to be Thursdays from 4 to 5 p.m. Actually, we'll do that from 3 to 5. So we'll just go ahead and do our 2 hours on that one day. So ignore that for right now. I'll have that fixed here as soon as I'm done with the video. I just wanted to point out, though, that you have my email there and you have my phone number there. If you call me and I do not answer, please make sure to leave me a voicemail and I will get back to you promptly. I do mostly work from home, and so like I said, I'm always on the computer, always around the phone. I don't want to say that too much because my cell phone doesn't really pick up out here on the farm, and a lot of times I'm kind of outside with the animals. It gets hard when you work online all the time, and every couple hours or so I've got to be able to get up and go stretch my legs. I kind of it's my blame it on my ADD. I've got to get up and move around. So sometimes I don't always catch the phone when it rings, but if you send me a leave me a voice message, I'll get back to you very promptly. And then my husband and I kind of do construction on the side too, so that would be another reason that if you called and I didn't answer, it would be because I'm not home. So that's why if that happens and you need me, just make sure that you leave that message and I will get back in touch with you expediently there. Okay, guys? Alright, so when you first log in and you come on the home page, and you'll see that we have our little navigation tree over here with all the links that take us to all the different parts of our classroom. You will also see throughout class that I have a highlighted link, so it's kind of an easier way for us to navigate and jump around. But what I do suggest is that the first time you come into class, my computer's going to die here, hold on. First time you come into class, start at the modules link here and just go through each of the pages so that you're familiar with all the information that we have in class. And then once you do that, you can easily kind of go back and do those little shortcuts like I just did, where you'd right click on something, open it in a new tab, or use the little tree on the left here. Alrighty. So, here's where we go. So when you go to the modules links, it sets it up and pretty much shows you practically all the important pages in class. Like I said, just start there at that welcome. I'll go and click on it so you guys can see this. I'm so sorry, our weather in Tennessee is so weird. It's messing with my allergies. Alright, so when you start at that welcome link there under the modules, you'll notice that at the bottom of each page there are these kind of little next arrow buttons, and that's what I'm talking about for the first time. Is make sure you at least click through all of those. We won't spend time, I won't sit there and go through all of those for you, but I just want to point out that they are right there. Alright, so as you click through, like I said, it'll take you everything that you need to class. Make sure, you at least do that once to check to make sure that all the links work for you. Make sure you have access to the textbook. That's kind of a cool thing about class. You don't have to worry about getting a hard copy of the textbook, because we do have online access to that in class. Make sure you go and look over the syllabus. You can download the syllabus here. There it goes. Alright. I was like, ooh, was that not downloading? You can go and download that, and it opens it as a Word file. And you can actually, just because it's a Word file, guys, I mean, if you have a Mac computer, you can still view those on those. And if you use like a Chromebook, or if you use Google Documents, you're still able to open those Word files in there. So just a quick note on that. And basically, when you just scroll down this page, it's just the syllabus on Canvas. So if you don't have that copy saved there in your files or somewhere on your computer, you can always come to class to look at that information. Most importantly, what I want to point out is that at the very end of the syllabus, we do have all our due dates and our main readings from our checkbook. There are some from our textbook. There are some additional readings too that you'll find under the modules, and I'll show you that here in just a second. But I do want to point out that we do have the calendar there with all your due dates. And then let me move my little box here so you guys can really see this. Where is it? I should have a little calendar come up. I guess this class doesn't have that. That's just at the bottom. But anyway, when you have that at the bottom, the cool thing about this is that if you just click on those links, it'll go and it'll bring that assignment up for you. So it shows you all that information and how to do that. So just to let you know. So alright, what I'm going to do, let's go back to the modules here. And scroll down and show you guys our first module here in module 1. Oh, and then we'll talk about that interview project too, so you guys can start thinking about that. So as you go through the modules, you see each week they're set up very similarly. Did I say that right? I'm triple talking sometimes, guys. So you go through and you'll look at that, and once again, when you open those, it'll take you to each page. But just make sure you go through and you open these each week, and just a little quick way to go, right click, open those, and it tells you your readings and all your assignments for that week, and then you see that there are links to all of that. So easy way to get around. And what I've done for you guys here is I've actually included how to reference our course book in APA for you. So APA is pretty basic. I know sometimes students have trouble struggling with that, so I'll try to give you guys as many examples of how to include that in your work as I can. And then if you ever need any help with setting something up in APA, just reach out to me, guys. I have no problem helping you with that. So make sure, you specifically this week, go through, look at these readings, and go through and make sure you complete the assignments. Now, the way that our class is set up, you will notice that all the assignments are set to close at the end of the week. So, first of all, our classes run from Thursday to Wednesday. So, Thursday will always be the first day of the week. Wednesday will always be the last day of the week. The assignments are always set to close on Wednesday. Now, having said that doesn't necessarily mean that those are the to-do dates. Don't look at those as the to-do dates. Think of those as the last day possible for you to get your work in, okay? So this week you have that Module 1 test, so it's important that you go through and you review all these readings here under Module 1 to help you be successful on that test. And then we also have our 2 discussions, our introduction discussion, and just a good little way for us to start building our community and get to know each other. And then we have our main discussion that is based on our readings for this week. So participation is really important since we are exclusively online. Our discussions are like our classroom time. So it's really important that you guys get in there and that you're engaging each other. In your engagement, it's really important that you're being substantive with that. You don't want to just post, oh, I agree, oh, great point there, yeah, developmental psychology is great. You want to expound. You want to further that dialogue. Point out points about your peers' posts that you like. Maybe point out things that you felt challenged with. Ask questions. Just anything that helps further that discussion in our understanding of developmental psychology and the topic that we will be focusing on in the discussion for the week, okay? So, those initial discussion posts are always due on Saturday, and then, like I said, you have till Wednesday to get in your participation. So, you guys have to have 4 participation posts over 3 days each week, each discussion. I know in week 8 we have 2 discussions, and there may be another week we might have 2 discussions, but regardless, initial post is always due on Saturday, and you have till Wednesday to get into those participation posts. Once again, I encourage you to not wait till the last minute. If you wait till Wednesday each week to post, it doesn't matter if you have all 4 posts, you'll automatically earn a D, because that's not the way that you want to, just coming in and tagging at the tail end of those discussions there, you're doing yourself a disservice, because you're not getting anything out of those discussions. So plan your time accordingly so that you get your 4 posts over 3 days in class there. And then, of course, once again, if you need any help with any of that, guys, just reach out to me. Alright, and then next thing that I want to talk about here in this welcome video, a couple more things, and then I will wrap this up for you guys. When you scroll all the way down the modules, the last 2 modules we have are called Resources and Study Tools. And then there's a Check My Draft folder that I have set up for you. Now, the Check My Draft folder, that is a place where you could go and submit your work to check originality. It's kind of like Turnitin. I think it's called a Uni-Check. It's like the plagiarism checker. So you want to make sure that you always write, or you always observe the 80-20 rule of originality, where you always write in 80% your own words and no more than 20% cited sources. So, I have a bunch of writing tips and APA examples and information on plagiarism and lack of originality all under these resources and study tools. And I provide those to you because, not only will they help you to be successful in this class, but they're also good stuff that will help you be successful in other classes too. So I encourage you to, go through and at least save those and have those for references. And then, of course, if you need help with any of that, guys, just reach out to me. And then, and so I pointed that Check My Draft folder out for it first. It's actually the last one there, but that is a good little folder. Students really like when I always set that up for them. You can submit your work as many times as you want, as much as you want. It's just make sure that after you run it through that draft checker, that you submit it to the correct place to get graded. Don't put your stuff in there to be graded. That's a folder for you guys to go check your work. Okay, guys? And then last but not least, what I want to talk about is our interview project. So in this class, at the end of class, you do have a big kind of interview project on aging that you do. So basically what you want to do is find somebody in middle adulthood to late adulthood, more so late adulthood, and interview them, and then you kind of write up a little report of that interview. Now, the way it's explained in class is that the majority of it is talking about, well, if you write it up as an actual report, it gives you all the parameters for doing that. What I like to do is just spice it up a little bit, guys, and keep it, creative and once again kind of fun and educational. We have all these great technological tools to, aid us in being successful in our coursework, and I think with this interview project, it's a good time to kind of use some of those tools. So, rather than doing that same old kind of boring, writing a paper type assignment, I would encourage you guys to try to maybe do a video interview, or kind of maybe do it like a little documentary type thing, or do it as a PowerPoint presentation where you narrate it and have pictures and stuff like that. Try to think outside the box and like be really creative. If you want to make like a little movie type, well, I already said documentary, but anything that just kind of answer those questions on aging. And because that's the main thing with that project. No matter how you decide to present your interview, just make sure that you at least follow those questions that it's asking you for. And so that's why I make sure it's important here at the beginning of class to that you kind of get the little wheels in your brain spinning there and start thinking about how you can go about doing that interview project. And once again, the most important thing, guys, is keep it fun. Have fun with that. I think, to do it as like a documentary or some kind of little movie, I think you might be surprised at how willing people will be to participate in that too, because, it's always fun to get recorded and have people talk to you about stuff, especially once people start getting into middle adulthood and late adulthood. There really is truth in that saying that with age comes wisdom. And our late adulthood population has had a lot of life experiences and have a lot of wisdom to share with us. So I think that I really think, guys, I really want to see some like video interviews. I think that's going to be really cool, and you guys will have a really good time with that. And also, I want to say that and thinking about those questions that you ask your interviewee, kind of think outside the box with that too. Think about all this other stuff that we're talking about in class, and all these theories and these psychologists, and maybe kind of quiz your interviewee on some of that stuff. I'm sure a lot of your interviewees will know who Freud is. Freud is, he came out in the 1920s, and our American culture has been steeped in psychoanalysis ever since. Even though we try to say we're getting away from it, we're still very Freudian in everything that we do. So last but not least there, guys, grading schedule. Let's go over that so you guys will know that. So your initial discussion questions are due on I just lost it. Let me see. Are due on Saturday of each week. You have till Wednesday to get in your last post. Oh, I'm sorry, guys. I think I told you guys for a post over 3 days, but it's for a post over 2 days there, okay? So get your initial post in on Saturday, and then you have till Wednesday to get your other day of post. But like I said, don't wait till the last minute there to get those in. And then as far as grading goes, your discussions, so since it ends on Wednesday, it's 5 days, so it'll always be within 5 days. You'll have those discussion graded, and then it looks like your assignments will always be graded within 5 days. So Monday, so class will end on Wednesday, and then by that following Monday, I will always have your grades posted in the grade book all updated there. That is where our announcement section comes in here, guys. Try to check the announcements pretty regularly. You have to be in class 2 days a week. Try to make it a habit of kind of clicking in and looking at those announcements at least 1 day a week. This is where I will communicate important information about class. So, I'll put up like weekly guidances and lectures, and I say I've got my little mindfulness practice there if you guys want to go check that out. I've got our welcome announcement there and our recordings and stuff, so it's just a good place for us to communicate information. So alright, guys, that's about all I want to share with you in this welcome announcement. If there is something that I missed, please do not hesitate to reach out to me. Like I said, you could always send me an email. And then we actually have this question in, I can't remember if it's instructor's office question and answer forum. So if you have any questions that you think maybe somebody else in class might be struggling with too, that is a good public place to post questions. If you have a question more of a personal nature, something relating to your grades, be sure to email that to me, because of FERPA, we can't discuss things like that in a public forum. So, alright guys, like I said, I'm super excited to be here. I hope you guys are excited too. I know we're going to have a good time learning about developmental psychology. If you need anything, guys, do not hesitate to reach out to me. I am here for you, and I care about all your success, and I know you guys are all going to be successful. Strive for excellence, guys, and I will see you in our discussions, and I'll see you next Thursday from 3 to 5 in our online office. I'll at least see you in the recording, right? So, alright guys,